Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Pete and Jeremy's D&D Time. We are ready to pretty much jump right in here. So, without further ado, let's introduce
who are
our
you?
heroes.
Where is Roderick?
Well, Switch, this is a kind of meta out of character introduction right now. I know you can kind of see through the veil, but we'll start with Switch. Switch. For those who somehow have managed not to learn who you are through their time watching D&D Time, maybe they're new, maybe they're blind. Who is Sylias Switch?
A broke-ass bitch right now. I need some fucking work.
I see. And Switch, if you could summarize everything you stand for in about a sentence, what would it be?
Death?
Oh,
You've
shit.
kind of put me on the spot, whoever you are that isn't Roderick.
I see. Well, just death. Switch, is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience, your loving fans?
Listen, I'm currently building a temple to the Devourer, so you should all come worship the Devourer with me.
Where are you building this temple?
I'm building it near the my home, the Red Coast, the Crimson Coast.
Well, you speak of it in their kind of common slang, the Red Coast. I understand. Well, exciting.
Yes, and that is why I'm broke as fuck.
You need that money.
Because rocks are apparently very expensive. I didn't know rocks were so expensive.
Yeah, when you need enough of them, they get pricey. Well, Switch, welcome to tonight's adventure. This is going to be a trying adventure. It should be an exciting battle. Next, we have, let's go back to the beginning. Kurogan, Spellknight.
Hello!
And dear friend to me, Dungeon Master Jeremy, despite the lack of little bar down the bottom that was.
Hello there, Dungeon Master Jeremy. I have the side job.
You have a side? Wait, you're cheating on Bartholomew with a different boss?
No, sometimes I am my own boss. Thank you very much. And it is only for when I am not on adventures. I am a personal trainer.
Oh, and what are you training people to do? Just
to fight,
be stronger?
of course.
Oh, okay, just
to be
fight.
stronger. Hello, everyone. My name is Kurogan. Have you been wasting your life away by not exercising? Are the baddies getting you down? Did your grandparents disown you because they can lift more than you? Come then, if you join in my 6-month program, Kurogains, you too can Kurogain like Kurogan.
Exciting.
I think I hate you, Kurogan.
You are not the first one to say that.
Well, Kurogan, I mean, that was quite a pitch. I'm sure you said it dozens of times. How many people you got?
So far, 1 carries a 2, 0.
You had to do math to get to 0?
No, I was
doing level shit right there.
I was doing it funny because that is the first time I have said that spiel.
Oh, it's the first. Oh, exciting!
I just started today.
I'll tell you right now, our Bartholomew's network here reaches exactly 27 people right now. So that's 27 people who sign up for Kurogan's Kurogains today. Kurogan,
yes!
Is there a cool discount code for people who might be watching?
Yes, it is Kurogains. #Kurogains.
#Kurogains. Okay, I've never heard of a code with a hashtag, but you know what? #Kurogains. That go to www. You know what? I'm not going to say anything. I don't know what that website is. But anyway, Kurogan, welcome to D&D Time. Maybe we can put a special page on the website for Kurogains.
Yes, Kurogains.
Next, we have the one, the only Heirophant of the 7 Silver Stars, Lance Silverblood. Welcome.
Yes, hello. Thank you for having me today, Jeremy.
Now, Lance, for those who have managed to miss your star appearances here as well, what can you tell them? Who is Lance Silverblood and what does he do?
Well, you see, I've spent some time traveling, both before and now that I've met up with Bartholomew. And, well, what can I say but I seek to help. I use various curatives, sometimes curse removal. Recently, I've been dabbling in undeath and the removal of minor plights such as death. I do plan to eventually build a temple, but such a thing's a bit, shall we say, ambitious at the moment. I've
A little out of
been,
your reach right now.
indeed, I serve Our Lady Selune, Mistress of the Moon. Excuse me.
Listen,
Yeah.
Lance, if you want to pitch in for the temple that I'm currently building, we could probably work out days that we could, because I'm really fucking broke.
I suppose that silver and black do have a good aesthetic.
Well,
Black and green.
well, in that case, I see you guys got some discussing to do, some business deals to wheel out and figure out. Welcome, Lance. And our last character, though none of our characters need any introduction, I will introduce them nonetheless. Selcress of House Ishal, the one and only Ice Princess here in the lands of DnDTime. Welcome, Selcress.
Mm-hmm. You all may bow before me.
Now, Selkers, I got a question. How many people on average actually bow when you say?
I mean, most do.
Oh, I know. I wasn't doubting it. It's just, I was just wondering.
Well, I have my dad eat the ones that don't.
Oh, shit. I just bowed on the screen in case you couldn't tell.
I could tell. You know, your inferiority gives off a certain smell.
I see. I imagine it smells like deodorant. That's a weird smell for inferiority. Well, Selcress, for those who may not be aware, can you give us the two-sentence spiel? Who is our beloved Ice Princess?
I am of House Ishal. I am a fearless ruler of all peons in Bartholomew's group, except it's mine, really.
It's your group.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does
Everyone-
Bartholomew know, or is he just being played so hard he doesn't even know?
You know, the drown mind games never end.
Oh, damn. Now, Selks, are you interested in building any temples? Like it seems so many of your friends are. I mean, we got Kurogan who wants to build his workout facility, it sounds like. Lance and Switch both aspire to build temples. What are you working on? Or are you more behind the scenes?
Well, I wouldn't mind a palace in my honor on the Nine Hells, but that might be later.
Understandable. Well, Selcress, welcome once again to Land of DnDTime. And because you are all simply known as your titles, Spellknight, Heirophant of the Seven Silver Stars, Judge, and the Ice Princess, many of our viewers may not know who you actually are. Well, Kurogan, for those not aware, is a brilliant golden dragonborn, majestic and powerful. He towers above many other adventurers. Lance Silverblood, glorious elven cleric,
Inferior elf.
Worshipper of Selune, and the only elf in the land of DnDTime to sport a glorious beard, acquired from the dwarves in the north. Sylias,
Of course,
Switch.
on that, I can also offer great deals on any of you aspiring beard connoisseurs.
I know, you can see right here, it works. And Sylias, Switch, you are perhaps the most well-described character in the land of DnDTime, and I would hate to do you injustice, whether describing the vibrant neon colors on your tight-fitting tracksuit armor, almost reminiscent of Tron, if I do say so, or perhaps describing your most brutal of weapons. Switch, was there anything in particular that folks should really know about our favorite half-elf?
I mean, I suppose I can tell you that I have 36D.
Excellent. Congratulations. That's canon. and Selcress of House Ishal. Selcress, how old are you? You're very young, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm 12.
Is that 12 in elf years or human years? Is there a
Yeah,
difference?
They're the same years.
Oh, shit. That's very young for an elf. Selcress, arguably the youngest member of Bartholomew's crew here in DnDTime, but unfortunately not blessed with the same immortality blesses the other children of the land. And without further ado, let's jump into this battle. You all are some of Bartholomew's most powerful adventurers. You have been adventuring here with Bartholomew for a very, very long time. And you find yourselves oftentimes called in to the shop, maybe to train lesser, weaker characters, and help make everyone just kind of stronger. Share the knowledge of your successes and your wisdom and experience. Today in the shop has been a busy day. Adventurers from all throughout the lands have been scattered to deal with various different threats, and right now within the shop, everything is abuzz.
Yes, I've done about 200 different fast crash courses today with all those adventures. Would you like a crash course now?
No, Switch. I'm kind of in the middle of something.
It's
Roger
5 seconds long. It's very, very effective as well.
No, this is Switch. This is really serious. This is way more serious than I thought.
Don't
Roger,
lose. That's it.
Bartholomew's assistant, Roger, a long-eared, kind of chestnut-haired gnome, speaks to you. Yes, I know. Don't lose. You said this to me like 8 times. Switch. I'm powerful too. All right. Look.
You're such a Roger.
This is extremely serious. Bartholomew.
Just teleport us and tell us who to kill.
Shut up,
We're
Switch!
teleporting
He's
everyone.
talking!
You need, yes, please, let me finish. When we get through the portal, we're gonna need you all to go directly. Apparently there's a hut, there's something, I don't really know. There's a ritual. They've taken King Candy's crown. It's a powerful artifact. The crown doesn't really matter. It's the magic inside of it that's important. You need to recover that crown, stop whatever ritual's going on at all costs. The magical activity in the area is off the charts. I haven't seen this in a really long time.
What is it?
I don't know. That's the
Is
point.
this Ludwig?
You just
Hurry up. Hurry up, please.
Is it
Tell us
arcane
who
or
to kill,
divine?
Teleport, snippy snap.
Yeah, come
Shut
on,
up,
everybody.
Switch!
And Roger kind of calls all the adventurers together. He's drawn a massive teleportation circle upon the ground. However, back in the Big Rock Candy Mountains.
Back within the Big Rock Candy Mountains, we see as a meteor has crashed down upon the previous adventuring party. As it dissipates and the dust settles, you see Bartholomew's expertise. He has sculpted the spell perfectly around all of the elderly in the area. None of them hurt, but the 2 adventurers at the top of the hill. Whether they vanished, whether they escaped, whether they were just ground to dust, they are certainly no longer there. Bartholomew's eyes now turn towards the repaired teleportation circle, promising to bring reinforcements, and stopped the plan that he's being forced to follow. He turns and looks towards it, raising his staff, and you watch as he levies magic, getting ready to destroy what was just fixed a moment before.
All right, guys, we got like 1 chance. Ready? Punch the teleportation. Let's go! And there's a bright flash of blue energy within the shop. All of you are suddenly thrust through this magical portal, teleported instantly high atop the Big Rock Candy Mountain.
Whoa!
There is a bright flash of light, and for a moment, you're blinded. Before the cold of the mountain strikes you, you become frigid. Looking around, you blink, you attune to the light, and you look, there are elderly folk everywhere. Also, the majority of the members of DnDTime are here. Maybe 40 or 50 adventurers stand around you ready to roll, to fight against this horde of old folks. And most frighteningly, you see Bartholomew.
Greetings, adventurers.
Okay, what's up?
Yield, man. Can I kill you
Bartholomew?
yet?
So what's the job?
Bartholomew, it's not time for yet.
An interesting job today. Roderick, do not meddle in my affairs.
Bartholomew, they're not ready yet.
Well, they're here, and so am I. And you watch as Bartholomew's staff lights up, now a full blue, the same color as his robes. His eyes still kind of glazed over with red. He turns and gets ready to swing. As he does so, you watch as, with the swing of its staff, there's an incredible gust of wind. Many of the adventurers around you, many of the old folks even get caught up in an incredible whirlwind, twist to and fro off the side of the great gingerbread hill that you stand on. You remain in place, thanks to Roderick's magic, it would seem.
Roger holds out a hand behind him, and you see materializing a strange blue ethereal blade. Guys, I need you to stop the ritual, whatever they're doing down there. And he gestures down the hill toward a lake of pure black. It needs to be stopped. I'll hold Bartholomew off as long as I can.
Haribo!
That's not going to do he made that item, I know that.
You
see
watch
a giant candy fly towards Bartholomew.
You watch, actually, as you call that out, Switch, with it just seems to be like the slightest twitch of his right eye, and as it's flying towards him, it just shrinks back down into a small form, and then evaporates near his head.
Well,
Seriously,
you don't need to convince
go.
me. I'll go.
Go,
Bye, guys.
go by the time.
Up, Kurogan, up! Take me
Well,
with
it's
you.
like- case.
Selcress and immediately launch for that black pool.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
Switch
promise
grabs onto Lance and tries to pick him up and run off.
Excellent. You got Lance over your shoulder running away, and as you all comically run off, his form begins to shimmer and shift as though there's more than one of him, and he dashes towards Bartholomew, and they begin to clash in dramatic explosions.
Bartholomew calls out. You hear as you're ducking behind the hill, sliding down and away from the clash. Last time we did this, Roger, I was chained. I am not now. And goes and starts swinging away. Just explosions.
I've seen you once, old man. I'll do it again. He continues to fight. But this all falls to the background. The clashes, the explosions of blue color.
The four of you now stand at the bottom of the hill. In the distance, a lake of black, or a deep brown. On the other side of it, there is a fairly plain-looking hut on what looks like a small beach at its center. Large, but simple. At the edge of the lake, you can see a very small wooden boat at a dock, left abandoned from when perhaps this place was something a little bit different.
This hut, what is it made out of?
Go ahead and make me a perception check. From this distance, it seems like you have a bit of rowing to get to it. It's difficult to discern.
All
Okay.
right, let's go.
I climb upon Jeremiah and put Lance behind me.
As we ride down, Lance will uncork his jar of milk and begin preparing, drinking all of it.
Okay, you drink your jar of milk. Excellent.
Go.
You feel an incredible surge of just health and energy coursing through you.
Selcress is gonna flip her cape. Flip.
All of you around are inspired. Each of you gaining 8 points of temporary hit points. Lance, those don't apply to you because you already have a much bigger pool. But everyone else receives 8 points of temporary hit points.
Kurogan will make sure he has his costume, his vampire costume on, and have his glowstone ready.
Very good. How do you...
What was that?
I was going to ask, how do you intend to proceed across the lake? Will you take the boat laid out for you, or will you choose your own methods?
Well, I have no other methods that, well, don't
Does
affect it.
Jeremiah have a swim speed?
I think by definition, he does not, because he is still technically a horse.
I
Gotcha.
don't-
Kurogan will get on the boat.
That being said,
Selcress is already there. Away.
that being said, I think for the sake of this, Jeremiah can swim at least at boat speed across with you if you wish to ride Jeremiah.
Yes.
Very well.
Jeremiah was a bull Vanderhop.
He was a good friend of Switch's. You begin rowing and paddling across the lake. Jeremiah breaststrokes, and Jeremiah seems displeased with the water, and as you're breathing it in, it is coffee, a very bitter brew. You can smell it. It smells strong as you're moving forward.
Yuck.
Just the low lapping of the waves of the coffee lake against the sides of the boat. As you're getting closer, you can hear sounds emanating from the cabin. You hear a thrumming of arcane power coming from within. An occasional flash of light lights from the window within. As you reach the other side, you step off onto a shore of coffee beans. Looking into the house, it seems to be made of a very hard gingerbread. It's a bit of a dark gingerbread as well. A single door on the front. Go ahead, Alex.
Kurogan, now that he is on the other side, will use the glowstone.
Very well.
Your growth stone activated. You grow and become a large creature.
Kurogan now looms very high above the people around him.
Kurogan, knock the door, please.
Yep. Knock it.
Kurogan is going to stretch a little bit, knock gently on the door, and if nobody answers, he's going to crush it down.
Kurogan knocking on the door, you have to lean down a bit to catch it, but your fist wraps within.
Yes!
Yes!
We have your order!
Please come in!
Help yourself, make yourself at home.
Everyone step aside for a second.
It's unlocked!
Kurogan will open the door, stepping off to the side to make sure no traps get him.
The door opens to the side as it creaks. The gingerbread, it's hard. It's near wood in quality. You can still feel the grain of it. A deep purple light seems to be emanating from within. Nothing in particular happens. We're waiting.
Don't keep on waiting, Kurogan. Go.
Have you come to witness the ritual?
It will be over soon.
Very soon.
So, Switch is gonna look at the hut. How big is this hut?
On the outside?
Not very big. It's maybe 20 feet across, fairly circular.
Fire in the hole! And she's gonna take one of her grenades and throw it into the hut.
Very well.
God damn.
You pull off a grenade from your bandolier and remind me the effect. Oh, that's a yes.
It's a
I remember what that is.
Dex save.
All right.
And then I'll roll
There's an explosion.
damage.
Yeah, there's. You hear a large explosion from within.
That wasn't very nice.
Nor was it friendly.
And here we are offering for you to come into our home.
A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Second round.
You just throw another one.
Kurogan's also gonna launch a firebolt in there.
You just begin blasting the hut from the outside. Another explosion of fire. The bolt crashes in as well.
I mean, Kurogan, you have to like look, right? Or are you just blindly firing around the corner?
I'm blindly firing, which is why I rolled a 4.
Yeah, okay,
Nope.
makes sense.
Lance is going to touch the back of Kurogan and cast Warding Bond on him.
At this point, you watch as the door, which was open, slams shut. Then you're not welcome.
Yes, leave.
Kurogan,
I'd
knock
rather
the
you
door,
come
please.
out.
And Selcress is gonna snap her fingers. It has Hunger of Hadar in there. That's a 20-foot radius.
All right. Actually,
Well, you do have to be able to see to cast that spell.
Kurogan is going to
look
rip
in?
open the door.
It doesn't
I mean, the
say
door
that you
slammed
have
shut
to
already.
see a point. It just a point within range.
this point is not really within range is the issue. If you're just trying to make it appear on the inside, you find that you can't like focus on the inside of the hut.
Okay.
Perhaps
So
a
you-
somewhat extra dimensional space.
Yes, you can't. You are unable to even cast the spell at this time. It doesn't trigger one of your spell slots.
Forgive the stupid peon, they don't know any better. They're very stupid.
You're gonna pull open the door. 16 athletics. Okay. As you go and grab onto it with your massive size, you feel. At first, it gives easily. It's unlocked, but then you feel a tense resistance pulling you back. But then you rip, and the door just shatters. Crumbles of gingerbread fall from the point where it breaks off the hinges. But the door has now been opened irreversibly. From within, that glow, that dull purple glow, emanates
All
once
right.
more.
You guys first.
Additionally, you
hold
hear
on.
thrumming. A deep,
We don't have
Powerful.
time to wait.
a deep, powerful pulse of magic. It seems to be getting faster and faster.
Go,
Kurogan
go,
doesn't
go,
have
go,
time.
go.
Kurogan's
As-
rushing in.
As we enter, Lance will cast Guidance on Kurogan.
Okay. As you all step now into the room, you can see it is significantly larger on the inside than it appeared on the out. The first thing that your eyes are drawn to, at the center of the room, there appears to be a pillar of crystal. At the core of it, the crown of the Candy King, Lord Milton Bradley. And from the point of this crystal, the spike that reaches upwards, a beam of purple light flows upwards into a bubbling cauldron, which rests upon the ceiling. The liquid within not falling out, despite being upside down. The cauldron bubbles with the same purple energy as the pulsating crystal. The next thing your eyes are drawn to are two hags. They stand high up and above to the right on a platform. Is one in particular hag. Jeremy, would you care to describe your hag?
Yes, Bitter Betty has incredibly dark, black, oily skin, dark as night itself. She is haggard and kind of bent over at the back. She has these small horns plated over with gold and long, wound hair and dreadlocks around. Besides that, she wears a simple ochre.
And beneath Bitter Betty lies Bitter Bertha. You see a very large, physically imposing looking hag before you. Double Bitter Betty's height, almost the same height as Kurogan, that leans. Her back is hunched and bulbous. You can see green growths on her grayish skin. They look almost like Brussels sprouts that are growing like boils from within. She looks to the group of you. Welcome in. It seems we have some unwelcome guests, Betty.
Yes, I hope you wouldn't be thinking about leaving, though. And as you look behind you, where there was an open doorway before, there is now simply wall.
Well, we didn't come in to live.
Oh god, monologue. Haribo!
Okay, Switch begins the initiative. It was gonna happen.
Of course, always.
Kurogan, you get a
Always.
D4 to add to that initiative.
That's right, 1d4. Okay, I have 10 initiative then.
Alrighty, Pete, you want to roll? Oh yeah.
God damn it.
Oh damn.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh man, both of us. It would appear that we will be going first.
All right.
You can see.
Oh. Go ahead.
I was going to say, you can see about the crystal licks of ash and flame, the creme crystal, from where these grenades flew in and struck their mark. The ground around it is burned and cindered from the fire blast from before. Despite the ash and tarnish, the crystal seems fairly unaffected. It just ever pours its pulsating purple light upwards into the cauldron.
Indeed, and we are now in a fight. Good luck.
Betty, would you care to take things away?
Oh, I would love to. She reaches up and conjures in her hand a powerful lightning bolt and blasts it down from atop her platform toward you. And I'm going to need all of you, actually, I think at this point, since you're all right together, to roll me dexterity saving throw. And the lightning bolt. Oh, what a bad lightning bolt.
Oh my god, that's one of the worst
my.
lightning bolts I've ever seen.
You luckers. All right, the DC is, I believe, 15 for this. So, Lance, the only one who fails, unfortunately, is going to do half damage if he succeeds.
Yes, but I also have resistance to things.
So lightning?
What was that divine ward thing or ward?
That's a
You have
Symphony.
+1 to saves, and you have resistance to
all
everything.
damage.
Oh, because Lance is going to take the damage for you, right? Of course. Yep. Also, you notice, all of you, as Betty continues finishes her turn, the thrumming of magic in the pillar in the center of the room begins to speed and go faster and faster. You know your time to complete the ritual is short, or to prevent the ritual.
Me and Fox basically lost their temporary hit points.
Looks like it.
Oh, okay.
Half, so...
Yeah, 8.
Yep, it's going to be 8. And yeah, by that I mean you're literally on a timer. 24 minutes. Good luck. All right. Who's next, Pete? Oh, you!
Yes, you watch as Bitter Bertha. All right, my minions, go forth. And she plucks off of her back a couple of large of these like Brussels sprout-like boils and smashes them on the ground. From within, a small storm of kind of these green flying monkeys congregate out, and all of them are going to fly towards you, Lance. They're going to attempt to grapple you. I'd like
That's
you to
an
make a
athletics, right?
Yep.
Uh-oh. We're starting off great, Pete.
Yep, good strong start. You watch as these monkeys just all just begin swarming over towards Lance. They wrap around him and just carry him instantly upwards and toss him into the cauldron on the ceiling, which slams shut. You feel an intense burning as you're surrounded by the same purple glow, the source of where this ritual is taking place, as you're being burned from the inside of the cauldron. You're also restrained, Lance.
Solid start.
Indeed.
Rough one.
Switch.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to tell my noble steed to use its movement to get me closer to that cauldron.
The cauldron is upon the ceiling, so you can get kind of like beneath it.
Closer.
Yep.
So, am I directly under it, or?
Yep.
Okay, I'm directly under it, so I'm near the crystal crown thing?
Yes.
Yep.
The crystal pillar with the crown inside.
With the crown inside. So this is a crystal pillar.
It seems
So
to be
it should
siphoning the
shatter.
energy.
It should shatter no problem then.
Who knows?
Okay. I'm going to use my lance to try to pierce into the crystal, much like a pick drilling out the minerals.
All right. You strike in with your lance. You feel it twist and turn as it strikes the crystal. The crystal appears to be protected by powerful magics, absorbing the power of the crown within. Your attacks seem to have no effect upon it.
Okay. And then I'm going to toss a grenade back at the big one.
Absolutely.
Oh no!
Gonna make a dex save.
Pete, you want me to track hit points?
Yes, that would be great.
Sweet.
14 fails, I believe, correct?
That is correct.
All right, roll damage on that. 24, nice.
It's a DC 15 for beads.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, 24 points of fire damage. Just the ring explodes. Ugh!
That's my fourth grenade. Already halfway through the bandolier.
Take your time on those. I hope to use them when you're done. As the clock ever continues to tick down very quickly, the turn passes next
Hold
to...
on. I haven't used my bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Shield Faith.
All right, go
All
up,
right, you do
guys.
so.
Okay. Kurogan's turn?
Yep.
All right, perfect. How tall is the cauldron from the ground?
About
How
30
far
feet
away
up.
from it? 30 feet. So my 12-foot height plus 20-foot reach should reach it, no problem.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Apparently.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, hi.
The
What's
big
up?
boy.
Big boy!
Got
I'm gonna-
under something now.
I am going to use my movement to get to it.
Yep.
And then do one of these big boys. Two of these
Smack
big
it,
boys, actually.
Rad.
The
The
17
25.
hit?
The 25 hits.
Well, I'm also gonna 1d4 to add 2 more points onto the 17.
The 17
So
still
that's a
misses.
19. 19 misses?
A 19 misses.
Well, I'll also action surge to do
Okay.
Here, have some more.
24 hits.
Does 20 hit?
Yeah, how are you getting that?
The
It's
guidance.
blessed.
Okay, yep,
Blessed.
20 hits.
Are you blessed or guidance?
What was it? Lance.
It was a guidance to try to get you off on that initiative.
Guidance
You can
does
only
not
use it
apply
once.
to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So the 24,
First of all,
the 24 and the 25 both hit for
Another 14.
another 14. You strike into the cauldron. You see it dent. 2 large cracks into the side of it. It's breaking apart, but you watch as the light, it's slowly shifting through an array of colors. The light is now a deep blue.
Alrighty. We are now next in the initiative. Lance, what would you like to do? Oh, I'm sorry, Lance, you're inside the cauldron. At the start of your turn within the cauldron, you are going to take some fire damage.
12 points.
Fire damage.
On your restraint, would you like to use your action to try and break out of it?
I would, but I would rather activate Ghost to become incorporeal and
Oh my god.
drop down to the floor. And you said the pillar was right underneath the cauldron?
Yes.
Since I'm incorporeal for 1 minute, and this is a 1 minute casting time, I will begin casting Magic Circle containing both of them.
Oh shit!
I don't know what the significance of that does, but you can explain it to me as we're moving, because we should move forward.
No celestial, fae, fiends, undead can come inside it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alright, you begin this thing. I believe it is Selcress.
Oh yeah, that's fine. So Selcress, go ahead. Selcress. Foxy, you're here. Oh, she's muted.
She's muted.
All right, maybe we can.
Fox!
All right, in that case, we'll jump to me. All right, well, sister, I think. What's that one doing? Pointing toward Lance. Oh, I'll deal with him. And you see Betty shimmer and herself also go ethereal.
Rad.
That is her turn. Lance, you in your kind of weird incorporeal ethereal state look over, and the world is somewhat a blur when you're in this form. You see one other thing come into focus, the smiling grin of a hag.
I'll swat the flies, Betty.
I'm back. Sorry.
But before they swap the flies, Fox jumps back into initiative, and would you like to take your turn?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Let's see. Did Lance jump out of the cauldron?
Lance is out of the cauldron.
Get out of the cauldron.
All right. Then Selcress is gonna cast Shatter on that cauldron.
All right.
Damn.
Cauldron
I
will
believe it
make.
should be a con save. That's actually a bit of an error, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Definitely fails.
Nice.
It had disadvantage.
Oh, and a higher level
anyway.
too. Very
Yeah.
nice.
So
Yeah.
19 points of thunder damage.
I think it actually takes extra damage.
No, it just
Does-
has disadvantage on it.
Yeah, it has disadvantage on its save, but it failed either way. As the shatter explodes upon the ceiling, the cauldron reverberates out with a metal ting. You watch as more of it's kind of breaking apart, but at this point, the light within the cauldron is now a vibrant green. Next in initiative was the Anis Hag, who is going to look towards you, Selcress. Not very nice. And is going to walk up to you and give you a big, pleasant hug. Does a 25, I assume, hits.
Youch.
No, it's only the first one, but oh my god.
Yeah, it's not the second half of that damage. You watch up as she picks you up in her arms, and her huge, muscly arms just start to pull in and crush you. Is Selcress still up?
No, there was the cracking of bones.
Oh god.
God.
As Selcress's body snaps under the weight of this crushing hug. That is all for the Anis Hag's turn.
All right. The cauldron goes, Pete.
The cauldron is going to skitter along the ceiling and move a little bit farther away from Kurogan, and then the flying monkeys are going to go over to you, Switch, and contest you in an athletics check. Lol.
Do I have to roll?
Yes.
No. Oh,
You
yeah,
gotta-
actually, technically you do.
You gotta not roll a 1. That's what you get for asking. The monkeys beat you.
What?
The monkeys wrap around and fly up and swarm you and throw you upwards in the cauldron as they had done to Lance before.
A magical
is-
lid materializes and seals you within the boiling content.
That is going to be all for the Anna's turn, and that's going to bring us to, I think it's now you, Switch.
Yes, it is you. Switch, you are going to take...
I bonus action Misty Step out of the cauldron.
Well, at the beginning of your turn, you're going to take 11 points of fire damage. It amps up every round the cauldron gets hotter.
The cauldron now glows a bright yellow light.
Okay,
yeah,
just teleport out.
I teleport to the top of the cauldron, and
The top of the cauldron is like connected to the ceiling, so
It's
you
got
like,
leggies.
yeah, it's got little legs that it like walks along the ceiling on.
I mean, how long are the legs?
Like a few inches, but you could like grab and try and hang on to it if you want.
Sure, I'll grab and hang on to the cauldron because I don't want to have no hugs. I'm not a hugging person.
Okay.
And we're just gonna give it a little peeky peek.
19 just misses.
Oh,
20 does hit.
Savine them. Oh, swing and a hit.
bonk!
How are you staying up there? How do you not fall?
I'm holding on to it.
Oh shit.
Which means you would probably at this point have to drop either your shield or your sword because you're using a hand to hold on to it.
Yeah, I'll drop my shield.
Okay.
Cool.
I have to make a con save still for Shield of Faith though. So 1 sec.
And can you give me the warpick damage for a second? When
Yep,
when
that saves, and on that 20, 8 points of damage.
Go.
Oh, rolled a 1 on my damage roll.
Is it all?
We'll smite it.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
You pour in a smite.
And with that, we're going to jump to Kurogan.
Kurogan
Not
Kurogan.
smite.
will walk back over to the cauldron and swing at it a couple more times. 26. I'm getting this continuous. One hits, one doesn't.
26 hits for another 15. A huge dent appears on the side. How's the cauldron doing at this point, by the way?
The cauldron's pretty beat up at this point. You guys have focused it really hard.
Oh yeah, that's the point. When something is causing the spell that we need to stop to happen, we kill the thing that started the spell.
And it is actually at this point that Jeremy realizes you've totally forgotten to do something really important, Pete.
Oh, yep. No lair actions have happened once.
So we're just gonna have a lair action happen right now. As you all are standing, yeah, Farka, we realize, just letting him drop it. As you're all just kind of standing there, the entire room begins to shift and shimmer as the hag's influence begins to affect your mind. And I need you all to roll wisdom saving throw.
I don't know
We
if
got
it
the wise
helps, but
boy.
Alex gets that sweet, sweet 13.
Fortunately not. Alrighty. For those who failed, y'all are going to become confused as per the confusion. As you suddenly believe yourself to be transported into a nightmare realm of dark lollipop trees and sinister faces. You see all sorts of small ethereal creatures.
Does Fate Ancestry trigger?
With this, no, it's not a charm effect, unfortunately. I don't believe.
Switch succeeded anyway, I think, right?
Oh,
Yep.
I'll double check it, but I don't believe it.
Because I think Drow get Fate Ancestry as well.
That's true, but the drow is unconscious. No, it is not. It's not the charm keyword, so it would not apply. Right, that's charm. Yeah, I
Yep.
believe fans. So yeah, it does not apply. And so Kurogan just went. So Lance, it's your turn. One of the people not affected by it. What would you like to do?
Lance is... Okay, it's been a full round, so he's a 10th of the way through this spell.
Yeah,
So he's
and
going to use
seeing
his...
how fast it's thrumming, you do not think that's gonna fly.
Indeed not. So I will break concentrating on that, which I just read. I don't burn a spell slot for dropping concentration for a longer casting time.
Red. At this point, you see the cauldron is now glowing orange.
I will start this train off with a healing word for Selcress, and I clicked the wrong bit.
Oh no! The classic Kruzga look still can't do anymore.
So that is 7, but I think she mentioned she has that, so she gets 10 healing.
10 points of healing. Selcress, as the Annis Hag had crushed you and then just tossed you casually to the ground, you awake beneath her. that is going to bring us next to, I think...
That's just bonus action. As action,
my apologies.
Lance is going to proc that protection from evil and good on himself.
Oh, and
All right.
Lance, you can use your action to become unethereal if you'd like. Just so you know. You're not forced to stay in that weird form forever.
Well, it isolates me and one of the hags,
It does.
and
Yeah.
it's working.
Yep. Fair enough. Just thought I'd remind you in case you weren't aware. Selcress, goes to you. What would you like to do as you awaken?
Is anyone around the cauldron?
Kurogan is kind of beating on it from the side, and Switch is hanging from it.
Okay. I'm gonna do this with this.
Oh, damn.
Selcress, weak upon the ground, you reach up and two eldritch blasts toward the cauldron. They both seem to bounce and ricochet off the sides of it, not impacting strong enough to damage.
And then Levi is going to sting the hag, standing over her.
Absolutely. Oh, damn! Hag's gonna make a con save, which the hag succeeds. However, does take 7 points of piercing damage. Nasty little fly, and looks towards
Not
Levi
immediate.
angrily. Anything else?
Gonna move maybe while the hag is distracted. If that doesn't proc an opportunity attack.
It would provoke an opportunity attack if you step away from the hag. I'll say disadvantage.
Then I'll play dead.
Okay, yeah. You didn't see anything and lay back down. That brings us to the top of the initiative, I believe, correct?
Yes, it brings us back to
Ready.
the hag looking at you, Lance. You see as her eyes glow over white, and she looks toward you and says, "If that's how we're going to play," and is going to cast a spell upon you. She's going to cast Eye Bite, and I need you. Well, you have advantage on the save, but I need to roll a Wisdom save, DC 15.
Okay, let's get this.
Oh,
Jeez.
not even close.
If you had failed, you would have been asleep in a form no one can touch you. And that is the end of her turn. And now we have a layer action, which happens before Pete. And for the layer, Pete, which one are we doing this time?
Gumdrops.
Excellent. As the mystical influence of the candy flows throughout the room, channeled by the hag's power, all of you feel your very essence begin to transmute and warp as you are afflicted with gooey gumdrops. I need you all to roll me Constitution saving throws. Oh no.
Are these still hitting Lance, ethereally?
Yes, it is. I just don't think it matters to Lance. Also, your protection would help you in that. Yep. All right. So switch.
What?
Selcress and
I have
that's it.
charisma.
True. Oh, you're right. You have your.
Get out of here with your saves.
So unfortunately, here
Garbage.
it's just Selcress.
Which actually doesn't really matter that much to Selcress.
You feel your armor and body become gooey, the texture of and smell of gumdrops, and you feel not as protected as you would. Now it's Bertha.
You're really getting on my nerves. And looks up towards you, Switch, and is going to attempt its large size. It reaches up and tries to drag you off the top with its crushing hug. It's a 27 hit.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
It's a 19 roll. You suffer 35 points of bludgeoning damage and are pulled and ripped off of the wall as the hag drags you into the crushing hug. You are still grappled within the Anis hag's. Just stay close to Bitter Bertha, dear. And she's just kind of like gently caressing you. And that's going to be her turn. And then the flying monkeys are going to fly over to you, Kurogan, and
Can they pick him up?
make an athletics check. Actually, they'll have disadvantage because he's big. He's a big boy. So 15.
Well, he fails, or they fail, I think.
Yeah, you got to beat a
Oh, yeah.
15, Kurogan.
I have advantage on strength-related checks.
Go for it. The cauldron now thrums a brilliant red.
Can
Which
I
is
even fit in that thing?
you're good. That's a good point. But they didn't think that.
Seems close to completion.
The ritual's near close. It's thrumming more and more. That is going to bring us to it is Lance. No, Switch. You're being crushed.
So Switch takes out 2 grenades, flicks off the pins, smiles, and then disappears in another misty step,
Oh fuck!
dropping the grenades.
Sick.
Unfortunately, the cauldron is immune to fire damage, so they have no effect on that. But
On the
Bertha is
anise,
gonna
though,
have a bad time.
Yeah, she's giving me a big hug.
That is what, a level 4 fireball?
Yeah, both
It's
of those
one
fail.
dex save. It's just at a higher level.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's how it works.
Yeah, it's only 1 fireball, just at
Yeah,
a higher
that's
level.
fine. Okay.
So
No, I'm throwing 2 separates because I have 2 separate attacks.
that's a use an action. That's not an attack. That's
Oh,
a use an
really?
item.
Yeah,
Yep.
use it.
Oh,
Use
I
an
was
item.
doing that before.
Oh,
Oh,
what
okay.
fuck? We messed that up.
Whoops. Do you want to do a higher level one?
Did you only want to do 1, or did you want to do the higher level cast?
I'll just do 1.
All right. The clock continues to tick. The anise takes another 30 fire damage.
Then
there's
I'll use my movement to move even further away from the anise hag because fuck hugs.
Very well.
Kurogan turn?
Kurogan turn.
Kurogan turn.
Uh,
Kurogan swing.
Miss Clang hit.
Kurogan smash!
At this point, the cauldron is cracked, and you can see the light pulsing through it as the ritual is so close to completion and it is so weakened.
It's rumbling and vibrating, the red light ever pursing forward. That's going to bring us to Lance, I
At the end of your
believe.
turn, Kurogan.
I don't have anything else I could do as a
Bonus action, second wind.
Lance, what are you doing?
I don't need it. I have plenty of health.
You got 1 minute, Lance. What are you
Go,
doing?
go, go,
Okay.
go!
Lance, seeing this current situation, is going to look at the Anise hag, not the Night hag, give a bit of a grin, and he is going to launch a 3rd level guiding bolt at the pot.
It flies forward, roll it up.
Hurry!
Crap, I'm on the wrong page.
Hurry! Faster!
Oh, you're so close. Oh no! It blasts the roof of the house, but does not damage it.
Selcress
I
is
cast
next, right?
spiritual weapon and attack it again.
Okay, go.
Spiritual weapon
Is that the
appears
cauldron or the hag?
as your
Cauldron.
crescent, as your
That hits.
crescent moon
Roll damage.
forms and slashes into the cauldron.
Go, go, go!
6 points of force damage.
It's still up.
All right.
Selcress, the turn passes to you. What do? You have 1 minute remaining.
Alright,
you have 90
shatter!
The light is now
Worst
pouring out.
shatter.
It's dripping throughout the room.
This is the
Uh,
action.
Constitution save on the cauldron. It has to roll for that. A 4, it fails. 5 points of damage.
Selcress, as you blast it, it drums seconds, literally 5 seconds away from completion. Everything stops. The light stops glowing, and for a moment, you're unsure. Perhaps the ritual has already completed. And then the cauldron explodes into hundreds of pieces. The spire in the center of the room shatters as well, and the crown cha-ching-ching, falls to the ground. No!
You will pay for this.
Ruined it!
We'll rebuild it, Betty.
No, you won't! Kurogan smash!
You
Which
can try.
I think brings us to the top of the initiative.
Levi, no, it's Levi's turn.
Oh wait. Oh no.
He's gonna do a stab on the Anna's head.
That definitely. Oh wait, actually, that just misses. Levi goes to pierce in, but unfortunately, misses. Jeremy, you're tracking Anna's hag health, right?
I am.
Okay, good.
Betty turns towards you, Selcress. This will be the last mistake you've ever made. And that lightning bolt conjures again and blasts out, only targeting you. I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Inferior peon.
Damn! Just
Very
out of it.
good.
Roll less than 20.
on that.
Roll less than 20.
No.
The lightning strikes you, Selcress.
Wait a second. I can do this.
Well, you succeeded with your 20.
Oh, it's fine.
It's just you're taking half damage on that. Half of 30.
I'm done.
19 total.
So Chris is deep fried.
Yeah, blasted by a lightning. You see the small skeletal form almost showing through the flesh, and the turn passes to actually the lair. And P, what do you think?
We haven't done
Let's go
one
with
of them.
molasses.
Yeah, we haven't done that one yet.
As you look around you, the rest of you suddenly anxious and fearful of what could possibly be going on, what possible could they have in store. You see the ground begin to fill with a deep, gooey muck. And I think, yeah, and you all need to roll me intelligence saving throws. See if
Just
you can
did.
kind of see through the
Kurogan's like, nah, mate, I just won.
Just
Levi,
barely.
music is
It's
pretty
over.
close.
You've won nothing.
All right. So it looks like Switch is the only one who failed here. Switch, you are stuck in this molasses, unable to move, at least by conventional. Bertha. What would you like to do?
Bertha will look now towards. Is going to look now towards. Lance, you're still incorporeal. Kurogan. It's going to give you a big hug. Oh wait, the first one was a 20. Does a 20 hit?
Not when I cast shield.
And as you go to cast shield, you watch as Bertha holds out her hands and no. The magic of your shield dissipates as she casts counterspell on your shield.
Oh fuck.
Well, that's not cool.
You still count in that you get a +1 AC from my.
Yes, I counted that, and that's exactly 20.
Oh man. And she wraps her arms around you. 30 points of bludgeoning damage as she is now stuck you within this crushing hug.
Well, I mean, that hurts, but I felt worse.
How much does Lance take of that?
Rest, dear. Oh yeah, Lance takes some of this, doesn't?
Lance takes
I'm gonna take
half
half.
of it.
You
Oh,
take
wait, that's
15
right. I
points.
actually take half of that. That's right.
You
I
take
forgot
15 and
about
Lance
that.
takes 15. That is, I think, going to
That
bring us.
milk, Lance. Your strong boat.
Switch, a big swarm of monkeys is going to fly up to you. No one's done anything about these monkeys.
60 feet? What?
They can't do anything. Oh, they fly super fast.
Yeah, these are just big flying monkeys. Or actually, the monkeys move doesn't work anymore. Never mind.
They just lift you into the air if they get you. And just
Yeah,
lift you in
they'll
the
just
air.
try and drop you. Athletics check. It's a D20 plus 12. So that's you have to beat a 26.
26.
Jesus Christ.
They
Does a 10 beat a
they li-
26?
and it does not. They lift you up to the top of the room and then let you go. Not really knowing what to do at this point.
3d6.
You suffer
You
3d6
take-
points of falling
Whoa,
damage.
Oh, fuck.
Which is going to bring us to, I believe it is now your turn, Switch. Okay. You heal for 7 points. As you drinking a healing potion, I assume?
Yep.
Alright, you
And
pound a quick
then,
healing potion.
While doing that, I rub my cheek where I landed on my face, apparently. A 5 and a 6. Jesus. And I'm gonna lay on hands myself for 29.
Oh shit.
That's a
nice.
big deal.
All right.
You watch as you...
Kurogan.
Kurogan is first going to second wind just to get some health back, you know, just all of his health back, apparently.
Alright.
And also, you know, he's just gonna continue to do his thing. He's gonna go over to the Agus hag, the big one. That's
You're
hugging him.
currently
Actually,
being hugged. Yeah,
that's
you
right.
can't. You have to go to the Anasac.
Well, I'm just gonna slice you a little bit. No big deal, right?
All right, still being held by the hug, you just beat her in the back, just stabbing into her with your dragon greatsword that you wield in one hand. For 20, both of those hit for 21 points of damage. How's the Annis looking, Jeremy?
Is that a magical sword?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The Annis is looking pretty bad, actually.
Isn't it extra d4 for the extra size? So it's
Yeah,
not 21.
That's
Oh,
what
you're
those
right.
28.
extra. Yeah.
My apologies,
I've
28.
been adding it.
Good work,
she's looking
Jeremy.
bad. She's looking real bad.
Kurogan only deals with magic swords.
Yeah, she's not feeling great right now. Yeah, Kurogan has so many magic weapons. Why'd I even ask? Yeah, she's feeling. Pete, you're feeling rough. You're feeling.
I'm in rough shape. Fair enough.
Oh, we totally forgot the confusion. Oh well, we're bad at being.
Yeah, sometimes you're a good DM, sometimes you're not. Let's keep going. And that's gonna be next to you, Lance.
So the hag here on the other side hasn't been touched, right?
Nope. Totally perfect health.
I feel really guilty about ignoring her. So Lance is gonna start things off with a. He's gonna go big on this. He is going to third level guiding bolt at her.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I get to the right page, because I always do that.
Oh yeah. That'll do it. Give me the pain. Oh god.
Oh my
And
god.
I don't know if the Annis hag is within 20 feet of where the cauldron was, but I will move my spiritual weapon 20 feet towards her.
Yeah, you were able to get over to the Annis. The Annis was very close to it.
Okay, then I will attack her with the spiritual weapon.
Alright. Yeah, roll damage.
Damn. Nice rolls.
Another 5 damage.
Haha. Selcress, can you roll me a death saving throw?
Oh shit! No! I forgot! The small one!
Alrighty.
Is that a success?
Yes.
That brings us to the top of the initiative.
above 10
Night
is
Hag, Jeremy,
success.
Betty.
Betty. is
Wait,
going-
Levi has to do stuff.
Oh wait,
Yes.
Levi indeed. We always forget about Levi.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
try and
Levi.
stab the Annis. Okay.
Unfortunately, it does miss, but Levi is just kind of buzzing around Bertha, bothering her.
The Night Hag is going to.
Actually, lair action, Jeremy.
That's actually after the Night Hag.
Oh,
It
my
does-
apologies.
finishes 20. The Night Hag is going to look toward Lance. Your hubris! And hold one hand out towards Selcress and do the absolute worst thing imaginable and cast Magic Missile, hitting you 3 times, killing you.
Oh.
Selcress dies.
Selcress! Super Saiyan Kurogan!
He's still, the Anna's still hugging you. You'll be joining her soon, don't worry.
In addition to that, as Selcress dies, you see all of the lights in the room flicker for a moment, and everything is plunged into shadow. Each of you see your own shadows rising up around you.
Oh.
Now it is the lair, and the gooey gumdrops happen. As the gooey sensation flies throughout the nation.
Oh no!
Oh no, Switch indeed. And the shadows use their readied actions and attack.
Oh, man.
So Switch, this is against you. Does an 18 hit your armor class? Keep in mind you don't have your shield.
Considering
his-
that I was just
His armor class is now 10.
Oh yeah, shit, you're right.
Yep.
You're gonna take 10 points of necrotic damage, Switch. And your strength score is reduced by 4.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Kurogan! One attacks you.
And misses.
Lance, even in your ethereal form, one attacks you. Oh shit.
By 1. Yeah.
Damn. He didn't even need that. You're only going to lose 1 strength. And the last remaining shadow is going to move. Who's probably the closest to where Selcress was?
Kurogan
That would be Kurogan and the Anisag.
and
Yeah, so they're
Levi.
going to come up and make a second attack. Oh, no, he'll go for Levi. Oh
Oh, ow.
Yeah,
boy.
Levi's gone.
Levi. Oh, actually, wait, no, it can't reach Levi. He's flying.
Yeah, he is.
Aha!
Yeah, no, so that's
Oh,
going
yeah.
for Kurogan.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
in
like-
that case, shield, so no. No damage.
Yeah, except the Night Hag counters your shield.
You can just stop that. Stop that shit right now.
Well done.
You're going to take 19 points of necrotic hit, half.
Actually, I'm only gonna take 9.
Why only 9?
Because some of it goes to Lance.
What was that, Pete?
Because some of it goes to
No,
Lance.
not Pete. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. What was that, Alex? Oh, just that?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just divides in half, you know?
Yep. So 9 points to you, 9 points to Lance, and Kurogan, your strength score is reduced by only 1. Damn.
Now I believe it is.
Surprisingly effective. There are now 4 shadows on the field.
Now I believe it is the Ennis's turn.
Yes, now it's the Ennis's turn.
You know, Bartholomew should be showing up sometime soon, you know?
Kurogan, since the Ennis is just crushing you, you just take that damage. 34 points of bludgeoning damage, halved, 17 to you and 17 to Lance. As she just continues to grind you, her muscular arms. You feel your armor creaking around it. Is Kurogan still standing?
Yeah, Kurgan's fine.
Okay.
You know who's not?
Yeah.
Oh, it's down?
Yeah.
No, Lance has 7 hit points.
This could get real bad real fast.
Switch.
Oh my.
Monkeys are picking you up.
Fuck off.
You gotta beat a 31.
Yeah, okay.
Natural 20 does it. Unfortunately not.
Pete, I just realized something.
Yeah.
The monkeys totally should have been dead from the fireball. On the phone.
Yeah.
So, you know what, Switch? I think we're just going to give you those 15 hit points back from last time, and you didn't hilariously fall on your face.
Great.
It
Because
didn't
we
happen, you
fucked that one
imagined
up.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
You were lost in the
Okay.
you were last in the molasses swamp. You know what you're gonna do. That's my bad. But also we've missed a bunch of stuff
We've missed so much.
in your favor. So, what you gonna
All
do?
right. Now we jump to Switch. Sorry about
Yo. So there's the shadows,
Yep.
and there's the hags. How far apart are the shadows? Could I get 3 shadows with 1 grenade?
You would also be getting Kurogan and the Ennis.
And Levi.
Kurgan's resistant to fire naturally, plus this other
I
resistance.
think Levi's immune to fire.
Yeah,
You
Levi
will
would
to
like-
Lance.
Yeah, you could get 2 of them in the Annis. That's probably the best you could do with the fireball.
I couldn't get 3 of them.
No, I
no.
don't think so, because no one
One
else
of them's
is
next to you. Yeah.
Get the Ennis.
Okay.
Kill the Ennis.
I'll get the Ennis and the 2 shadows then.
Okay. And Kurogan also make the save. Ennis is gonna make a dex.
Deck save.
Yep.
But I regardless, I take
You have resistance, and then you
damage
take half of that.
resistance.
Yep.
Yeah. If I resisted, would that be just like no damage?
You take 7 points of damage, Kurogan, from the flame. And the other person who takes 7 points of damage is Lance, which I think
Who
brings you
have
goes down.
7 points of HP.
Oh,
So Lance goes down. Kurogan is harmed. But,
the shadows.
no, the shadows are fucked. There's no way.
Oh wait, yeah, the
there's
shadows
no
just
way
dissipate.
even if they save, they
no,
just die.
they have resistance to fire.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them's gonna succeed.
Fucking bitches.
And let me GM roll their health real quick. Well, you murder one. One's dead. The one with more health is now dead. The other one is barely hanging on. However, you do see the Ennis Hag die. Pete, how does the Ennis Hag die in this fire explosion?
Ready,
Sister!
make the world bitter.
Hey, hag, you're melting.
As the skin literally 10 out of 10 one-liner drips off of her form, the Brussels sprout boils on her body fall and burn, and she collapses to the ground. Kurogan, you are released.
That was a good one.
Yes.
Drink.
And another healing potion. The consumables.
Down they go. Pete, you're going to take over the remaining 3 shadows, just because I don't want to take care.
Fair enough.
All right, Kurogan, it's your move. There's still
All
a
my
shadow
stuff's dead.
to you, and you see Lance is down. What was that, Pete?
So all my stuff's dead anyway.
For now.
Well, let's see. Kurogan is going to. Well, I don't really have any healing spells or anything like that. I could try to assist Lance and make him not dead. But that would open me up for attacks as well.
Yeah,
Can I
Lance's
see the
body,
other
I
hand?
believe, reappeared at the moment of his demise.
Can I see the other? I can't see the other hand, can I?
The other hag is still in the ethereal.
Yeah, you
I believe.
can actually. You should be
See?
able to see her.
Oh, okay.
Ethereal, I probably can't hit. Unless they still take damage from. I don't know.
What's the play, Kurogan?
Kurogan's going to go assist Lance. And try to get him up.
Medicine check?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
So.
Hey!
Lance, the 1 HP wonder.
Oh my
Hey.
god. Kurogan, you're rolling
Wow.
hot.
You motherfucker.
What is up?
Wow.
I love this.
You're rolling hot
Kurogan!
tonight.
All right.
And that's my action, correct?
That is your action, yes.
In that
Lance,
case.
Mother- I'm so ready to kill Lance next turn.
That's an action.
We'll come back to you if you get someone with your bonus action. For now, Lance, what would you like to do as you stand?
Your ally Kurogan standing above you.
Who's
Sup, bro?
looking worse, Kurogan or Switch?
Oh, I'm fine. Don't even worry about
I
it.
have
I'm
23
almost
HP.
full.
Okay, this is
I'm
gonna be
almost
cool.
full.
I cast Life Transference on Kurogan, which KOs me once again, but I'm a Life Cleric, which means it also heals me.
Just bam! I'm up again. What up? So how much HP do I get back?
You get 45 HP.
I'm back up to full. What's up?
So, Lance, the order of operations for that's kind of funky.
These happen, I think, simultaneously, Lance. That's gonna bring
You're
you
still gonna be-
down.
Nah, he takes the necrotic and then he heals.
No,
It's when I heal someone, not when I damage. So I damage, KO,
I think
heal.
it's when you cast the
heal.
spell. That
I think the way we're gonna rule
spell.
this is that these two things happen simultaneously, and that will bring you down if you want to do it.
Okay, I won't do that, even though it's really cool. And really broken. Okay.
Probably
When
shouldn't
you
have
cast
wedding
a spell
bonded
of first level or
Kurogan.
higher that restores hit points to other creatures. Yeah, it's when you cast it. It is not when you heal.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
It'd be still a sick sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, you can do the sack play.
Get you up again. What up?
As
Nice.
much as I trust you on that, Kurogan, this is a very nasty little point. So, Lance is going to use his last 2 first level spell slots to Protection from Good and Evil and Sanctuary himself.
Oh shit.
All right. You put these 2 blessings upon yourself, as I believe that brings the turn.
I will bring my spiritual weapon over to where the Night Hag was.
You can't
and
command
swing at
your
it.
spiritual weapon
Oh.
because it casts Sanctuary.
Bonus action.
Yep, I forgot I can't move it.
I think the spiritual weapon actually disappeared when you fell unconscious, didn't it?
It's not
yeah,
concentration.
probably. It's not concentration,
Yeah, not
but I am.
concentration, actually, so it would still stick around.
Really?
Weird
Okay.
enough, yeah. It just
You
can't
just
do anything.
float there.
Fair enough. That's going to bring us to the top of the initiative, which is Betty.
It's gonna bring you to Levi.
Oh,
again.
Levi. Sorry, I forget Levi. I'm sorry.
And Levi is gonna soar over to Betty and try and sting her. Growl.
That'll hit. Oh
No.
wait, why do they have advantage?
Sorry, that was
Yeah,
that was
the
a false
14.
intuition. It was a 14.
Unfortunately, not going to connect.
Wait, is he attacking the Night Hag?
Yeah. Oh, guiding
The Night
bolt!
Hag that got
Yeah.
guiding bolted and never attacked again?
You're right. That's going to hit.
Yep,
That's
that
gonna-
does hit.
That is going to hit.
Con save.
Roll that con save.
No.
All right, so we're still going to take half poison damage. Also not immune to poison. I thought so many more creatures are immune to poison than there are. This Night Hag's still looking great.
That is until
Uh,
Kurogan comes over.
Well, we'll see what happens. It's Betty's turn. She is infuriated and filled with anguish. And she is going to cast... what's she gonna cast? Let's see. Kurogan and Lance are over there, and they're both looking bad. And now they're both asleep, because she's gonna cast a spell Sleep. I hope they're probably asleep. We'll see.
Okay, Lance will go ahead and ignore that. Fey ancestry.
Cannot be put to sleep.
Yep. Oh, that's fine.
And
Kurogan, how
I'm
many
not
hit points?
asleep.
You have more than 14 hit points? Oh,
I have 23.
geez. Bad rolls. Oh. Alright. Oh, she's gonna fuck that up.
Although I believe that one of the shadows falls asleep.
They're immune. Like, they don't sleep.
Are you sure?
They're
I'm pretty
undead.
Yeah, they're undead.
The shadows are gonna go now.
I got that.
For those of you at home,
Oh, actually,
shadows are not immune to sleep.
well, I think they are, so you can suck it, Switch. They're immune to every other condition in the game, so.
the two of them move
yeah,
up.
sorry, one other thing happens. Gooey gumdrops happens. Can everyone
Oh,
give
of
me
course.
a con save?
Con save.
Same one again?
Oh, yeah.
Lance has finally gotten gooey.
But Switch, you succeed this time.
Yep, no longer gooey.
However, Alex and Lance are gooey. Okay, go ahead, Pete.
One shadow against each of you. Lance first, 6 misses. Kurogan next, 22 hits, and Switch last, 7 misses. Kurogan, you take 13 points.
Half of that.
Yep. And your strength score has been reduced by another 1.
And Lance, I think, is unconscious again.
It did not connect.
It missed. Lance.
No,
actually.
I mean from the life transfer, or is that?
That spell actually ends if either party
Yep.
falls unconscious.
Oh, so I
So you don't take half of that, Kurgan.
Yeah, you're gonna take full 13.
13.
Order of operations. I should have slept.
As the shadows lick and curl up at the legs. That is, I believe, all for their turn, as it now moves to Switch.
Yeah, so Switch is going to take out her new weapon, which is the big fuck-off wooden paddle with shark teeth along the ridges.
Indeed.
And let's see this in action. Against the shadow next to me,
Okay, definitely hits.
and a level 1 smite.
Oh,
Actually, you know what? No level 1 smite.
Just a hit.
Make
DM's probably
sure
right,
he's dead.
HP.
we did roll.
Fine.
I know that. Yeah, that'll fucking destroy it.
Yeah.
Hold on. I forgot that it's an undead. Let me add
Yes.
another one.
Yes. It dissipates in a cloud of as the gleaming weapon, I can't even describe it, just explodes the shadow. There are 2 remaining.
Okay, I'll move to the closest one next to me.
Do it again.
That's actually more than 30 feet away because you did run away from where everyone else was.
Is it?
Yeah, because you had Misty Step 30 feet and then ran further.
Yeah, okay.
Unless you
Okay,
want a bonus action to Misty Step closer. I don't know if you have that.
I don't have any more second level spell slots. Hell no.
Careful,
I have 1 first level spell slot left.
Oh,
So
damn.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my 30 feet and then throw my dagger.
The silver knife. It's silvered! It does full damage even though it's not magical.
And that's on the one that I damaged the with the fireball.
Was that enough, Jeremy?
Oh yeah,
Next
it
to
had
me.
3 hit points left.
You
Maybe
watch.
the one that's next to me.
You watch as the knife flies through the air and pierces the shadow, digging into the gingerbread floor. Around it, the shadow twists and writhes, and then explodes. 1 shadow remains, and 1 night hag.
And bonus action.
Just burning through the consumables. That's going to bring us now to.
Strength 4, right?
Oh my god!
I
I
drank
just
3 health potions.
I'm just thinking. Lance about how all those milk temporary hit points that you must have burned through too.
Oh man,
You took a lot of damage.
Ludicrous.
scary damage.
Well, we jump now to Kurogan.
Yeah.
Kurogan.
How close is that last shadow?
It's right near Lance.
Yeah.
So pretty close to you.
Okay, well...
Not in melee, but close.
So is it 20 feet away?
10 feet.
You can get it. Yeah.
I can get it without moving. In that case, just here, have some, there's a 14 hit?
Both hit.
Good. How about some of that damage?
With 2 slashes of your greatsword into the shadow, just beating into the ground. The second one cutting through deep into the gingerbread floor as the last shadow disappears. All that remains is one foe, one bitter Betty.
And with that, we go to Lance.
Okay. I don't think it has been a full 10 rounds yet.
Nope.
So-
like 3.
Lance is going to run over to Selcress. Little
She's
one,
super fucking dead.
this is a terrible fate. Fate that you do not deserve. May the Moon Lady smile upon you.
Raise the dead. Razor of the... A bright beam of moonlight crashes down through the ceiling of the hut, breaking it into pieces, splintering flecks of delicious sugary candy down upon you. And as it strikes Selcress, it does not harm her, but her body floats and rises slightly into it before gasping back to life. Selcress, you live. And now
Selcress,
the light burns.
you live, and it is your turn.
Lance will swing a bonus action to Sacred Weapon the Night Hag.
As she's looking like toward you, scream, you just come back and hit her in the back of the head.
Oh my god, the
Yes.
turn from Lance!
Lance Silverblood, Heirophant of the 7 silver stars.
You're
That
a good
will
peel.
absolutely.
The best.
And Selkers, it's now your turn. The night hag standing before you. At some point during this, she's no longer incorporeal. What happened? I don't know, but she's there. What do you do?
All right.
All right.
Hey!
Oh my god! The roll!
Hey!
Oh, you connect. Go ahead. Oh,
It's force
nice.
damage.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know it is. Oh, I know it is.
And Levi's gonna try and hit her too, but
Unfortunately, Levi's not quite able to get at it. She's
How's Betty looking?
not as good as she was moments before, I'll tell you that. She looks from side to side in anguish, unknowing what exactly to do. She rushes over to the center of the room, provoking an opportunity attack from Kurogan.
Oh, you know it's
And
gonna happen.
Lance, actually. No,
Oh,
Lance
you
won't.
oh my god! Oh!
What?
Salune has
It's a
blessed
fiesta.
us, my friends.
It is a cloud fiesta.
Even
Oh
though
my
that
god.
fucking- oh, I can't. Oh, that's so great.
Rushes to the center of the room, slashed across the back by Kurogan's greatsword. Yeah! She rushes over and grabs the
Lance as
crown.
well.
Oh, no, Lance had moved over to heal, so no.
Okay.
Isn't the crown embedded in crystal?
The crystal had
The crystal shattered
when
along with the
originally
cauldron.
broke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see.
She grabs it off the ground. No.
Oh, wait, Levi gets an
The
opportunity
betrayal.
attack too.
Oh, Levi can opportunity.
Okay, what?
Levi can go ahead.
Okay, sure.
God.
Oh,
It is
Levi was very impressed by the Kurogan
Levi's
swing.
magic cannot be
Yeah,
impressed.
Levi whiffed really hard.
Yeah.
And as she picks up the crown, she looks to the rest of you. No, I will not let you finish this. My sister and I toiled and suffered so that the world could taste as bitter as we were. I will not lose. This is not the end of me. And
know,
she
I
moves
hear an
her
old man that
hand
would probably love you.
forward. She pulls a hand in front of her. It glows with an ethereal purple light, which an ability you recognize to be not so similar from your own teleportation. However, the light, just before it's about to go off, begins to flare and then boom, goes out. What? And from the other side of the room, you just hear a chuckle from an old man wizard, a friend of yours.
If you could just wait here a moment, I believe some of my adventurers had some last words they wished to say to you.
You see Roger, sword sheathed at his side, ethereal blue blade leaning against the wall, with Bartholomew adjacent. I think you guys had something to say to this woman. Kind of nods toward her. Betty looks in horror at all of you. Her plane shift unsuccessful in escape. What do you all do to destroy Betty with her remaining 27 hit points?
Oh, Kurogan's just going to...
I mean, I think you can just all go at the same time here as
sure.
you
Yeah.
annihilate.
Lance just slowly strides forward, presses a hand against her, and inflicts wounds upon her.
Oh, brutal.
Yep.
This judge, Switch, makes a dice rolling motion in front of her crotch and throws the dice at the hag's face.
Just some BM.
No, Switch, are you actually just throwing regular, like, just the motion? You're not even attacking her?
Yeah.
Beautiful. The rest of you are more than enough, as she, in her terror, is even unable to defend herself. All of your strikes strike true, and she screams one last scream. No! As she is truly and utterly destroyed.
That wasn't so bad.
Kurogan's gonna go over to Selcress and cradle her in his arms.
Go up, Kurogan, lift me. We are victorious.
Switch
he's gonna
goes over
lift her up.
to Bartholomew and
Like the
boops him
Lion
on the
King.
nose, casting
Yes.
lay on hands for 1 hit point.
He's not used to that. It's rare that he's not at full.
I was at full. I don't know what you're talking about, Roger.
Would you like to purchase one of my health potions, actually, Bartholomew? They're
I have
50
I have
Bartholomew
a bunch
bucks.
of them already on me. Listen,
Only 50. I charged him 100 for mine.
listen. I've been having a bit of a rough day. One, I think that there is a promotion in order for all of you in regards to what you've done, and we will hold a ceremony, a feast, or what have you. But
Well, I think he owes him something else.
I know, but I suppose, and all of you gathering close.
Hold on, I dropped my war pick, I dropped my machete, I dropped my lance, I dropped my shield. I have to go around and collect all the shit that I threw all over this room.
Yes, well, take your time, but then gathering close. And
Oh, almost forgot about this. Picks up silver knife.
No one cares, Switch. No one cares about your arsenal.
And
kind of like the arsenal.
as you eventually all move in, Bartholomew says, I want to say this once. Thank you.
You owe me a Haribo.
He flips a teddy bear to you. A small gummy bear.
There you go. Do you know how many people get a thank you out of Bartholomew?
0 besides us.
4. Here.
Oh,
That's 4.
5.
He actually
too,
thanked me for
Roger,
kicking
huh?
his ass.
No,
That's
Levi.
Roger.
Levi, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
See,
See, we
never
always forget about Levi.
I never thank Roderick.
He is such a Roger.
I agree. Well, anyway, you've heard my words from me.
I know I hadn't mentioned it because this is kind of important, but you killed like 80 adventurers.
Yeah, they're already back. I've been working on it. It's just in my brain.
Oh, of course.
Don't feel good about that. There was probably some. I've modified a few memories here and there. Shall we go back to the shop?
Yeah, I'm sick of this candy
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm tired.
There's a lot of people waiting for you there. You may want to stay up for just a bit longer, Selcress.
Okay,
Interesting.
I'm okay. I just died twice. It's fine.
After killing
I'm
those
strong.
hags,
You're unkillable.
I feel like the Devourer has blessed me with the ability to resist all spell damage
That seems a bit.
Maybe that's true.
after the fight with the hags.
Maybe that's true, but for now, Bartholomew snaps his fingers, and in a manner in which you're much more accustomed to teleporting, you find yourself standing once more outside of Bartholomew's shop. There, it appears a great pedestal has been raised. You now stand on it, 4 of you, heroes. Around it, you can see all of the adventurers of Bartholomew's adventuring crew. Numbers countless. Those that you recognize, those that you don't.
Is there like a bench at the front with all 11 of my family members?
There's a bench at the back with all 11 of your family members, I think.
Is there my mommy? Is my mommy here?
Larshally is closer to the front. One of the more renowned. Those of Fabled and Story Tears are closer to the front.
Selcress
It
waves
feels
to her
bad
mommy.
that even
Hi,
Jen
Mommy.
was thrown to the back.
No, well, Jenny's up there. But a lot of those, and as well as John is up in the mix. But a lot of those as of yet unplayed.
John is up in the mix, but Boo Cake San is in the back.
Oh, but of course Boo Cake San is there. Anyway, the point is the adventurers lay before you. And Bartholomew kind of leans in. I didn't tell them I killed them, but I did tell them that you saved them. And as you all arrive on the stage, a little bit dazed, a little bit thrown off, perhaps, from just the sudden shift in ambiance, before you is a crowd and just adoration as they call out towards you. Jeremy, do you have our crowd? I cannot seem to find it.
The crowd.
I lost my crowd.
I'm totally just covered in soot and blood, by the way, from all the grenades.
Very good. They
I
look.
guess we've lost the crowd.
We've lost our crowd. It happens to the best of us.
So I turn to Kurogan and say, "It's been a while since we were the heroes that saved the entire day, hasn't it?"
It has indeed.
Yep.
Feels good, man.
And at this point, Bartholomew speaks up, his voice booming. They need no introduction, but I will introduce them to you now anyway. You know them. You've known him as Kurogan the Spellknight. You will now forever call him Kurogan, the great and powerful. He has proven it here on this day. And the crowd roars approval. Kurogan, do you have any words to say to the people? And you find your voice is now being amplified out among the crowds.
Do not forget, everyone! I could not have done this without your help. In one way or another, you were in my heart. Also, don't forget, Kurogains! Kurogains!
Kurogains, which bellows for a brief time, a solid minute of applause as Bartholomew and Roderick both work to calm the crowd. He gestures next. Lance. Heirophant of the 7 Silver Stars is how you knew him, but no more. You shall refer to Lance as the Silver Heirophant, for he is Selune's greatest champion. And again, the crowd swells. Lance, your voice has been given extra weight as you now are able to speak out to the crowd. Any words?
I have progressed great lengths with all of you, and it has been the greatest honor. I have held strong to my hubris, seeing that in this fight. So I lay this down, for my strength comes from your strength. For we are Bartholomew's adventuring crew. Hail Selune. And for all of you beer connoisseurs, there will be, of course, a special promotional discount for yet further progression of its spokesman.
Excellent. Bartholomew now looks towards you, Switch, and Switch. You have been known throughout the land as the judge, but I wish to correct the error at this time. You are not the judge. You are plainly Judge Switch. May you deem us all worthy. Switch, do you have any words?
Don't lose.
Another huge bout of applause.
Then makes the dice motion and throws it at the crowd. Then turns around and gives the finger and walks off.
You watch as a few people are scrambling around, going to grab for the dice that you've thrown into the crowd, fighting over them. And Selcress.
Yes.
The Ice Princess. You have proven yourself far more regal than a mere princess. Today, all shall know you as Selcress of the Frozen Crown! And another huge cheer and pile of applause roars. Selcress, your words for the good people.
Worship me!
And you watch as a bit of a silence falls, at least it falls to a low mumble, and all the adventurers and beyond respectfully bow.
So Chris just gonna nod.
As you may have gathered by now, you've been promoted to the Myth tier, the first adventurers that I have chosen to dub with such an honor, as you have proven yourself above and beyond in your commitment and skill.
The first in a long time.
And along with that comes a certain reward. And Bartholomew hands to the three of you still upon the stage a silver platter with a bag of coins, and next to it, a scroll. He gives it to you. The bag of coins, it appears that you have earned 4 times the reward for your upcoming tier, for the Myth tier. You've each gained 1,200 Bartholomew bucks.
I would like to buy the Sun Sword, please.
Oh.
Just a moment. And
Jesus.
as you each look and open your scrolls in turn, it would appear that for each of you, it seems to be the deed to a property. And an interesting bit of illusion magic shows that each of these properties, it's giving you kind of like an overlay of the interior and exterior. It is the deed and titling. You are now truly lords of the land of DnDTime. You've been made noble here on this day, and given each of you a keep. Kurogan, the keep that Bartholomew has constructed for you, it appears to be, it looks like it was constructed out of a huge dragon's skull, some ancient dragons. Within it, you can see stone towers. It's very well defensible. It's powerful in its own right. And then you see, as it starts flashing in between, you see within rooms for your own personal study, you see demon warding barriers along the outside, and you see within a dojo, a perfect place to train your new recruits in Kurogains.
Come on, again.
Lance, as you're looking at your own, it seems to be a beautiful temple constructed of silver. At the top of it, a great glass window opening up, leaving a perfect view of the moon. And then it shows an acolyte of the temple reaching over and pulling a small lever. From within the temple, an arcane catapult reaches up, and the glass dome opens up. You have a one-way ticket to the moon to stand there directly upon it, as well as a temple you've always dreamed of. Switch. You look now at the keep that has been prepared for you. You see it is, much like Lance's, a temple, although deeper, much different in color motif, blacks and greens. Outside of it, you see armies, or perhaps not an army, but many relocated banderhobs that bounce out, guarding and preventing anyone that you do not desire to enter from doing so. Jeremiah in his true form apparently among them. Within, you can see a number of things, weapon racks for all of your myriad of items. You see a few kits allowing you to, basically they're just self-glamour kits that will allow you to kind of buff up some of your other weapons, alongside of a shrine to your new god. And Selcress, for you, a towering castle of ice. It seems to be it seems to just be ever frozen, never melting. Within, there are a number of different just amenities befitting royalty such as yourself. Principal among these, you notice 2 portals leading downwards. One not quite as far down, kind of a fun slide that leads down to your old home. And then another that leads much, much deeper. And with that, you've received your rewards for becoming fabled-tier adventurers. Bartholomew calls out one thing. Additionally, as mythic heroes, you will all be inscribed within the Hall of Fame, which we'll be posting in Bartholomew's shop with details of your great exploits. Congratulations, everyone, on your promotion to the mythic tier.
Yeah.
And with that, there is a grand feast held in your honor, days spent in celebration, a blur. The drinks are always free for your adventurers as Bartholomew's shop, but when everyone gets free drinks, it's a lot more fun.
Switch doesn't attend.
Very well. Switch, she moves outside of the festival and goes about her own business. And with that, congratulations. That is all. You have reached the mythic tier.
Yes!
Well, it's my rightful place after all. I mean, really.
For a minute there, I really thought you guys were screwed. Bartholomew and I were watching for the last, 5 minutes of that. That went on way longer than it felt like.
Yeah, just very long.
What? You didn't help.
Well, I mean, Lance has brought you up already, so.
That was quite kind, Bartholomew, leaving me time to bring back young Selcress.
Yes, that is what I was doing, for sure.
For sure.
He was out of it.
I was good.
He's still a little out of it. Well,
So-
everyone.
Were you using the wizard feature Arcane Recovery?
I have a lot of powerful magics that not many people could comprehend. And with that, after days of revelry, some of you attend, some of you do not, perhaps. But you find yourself back in Bartholomew's shop after the festivities, and he looks to all of you. So, how are all of you doing? Have you recovered?
I would say so.
I'm not broken anymore.
I've been breaking in the dojo,
Mm-hmm.
preparing it for Kurogains.
Well, as long as you train me strong peons, I don't mind what you do with it.
So, I know that you all have a great deal of new funds. Is there anything that you are interested
Kurogan is.
in? Yes.
First off, I don't know how much you're looking forward to visit the back room, but I thought I would ask about how close I would be.
Yeah. He kind of pauses for a moment. I thought you might be interested. If any of you would like at this time, you may tour it.
Ooh, I want
I
to
suppose
look.
I shall.
Land?
That would be wonderful.
I would be happy to tour it.
Very well. Bartholomew leads you, first adventurers to ever enter, into his back room. and see what lies beyond.
You weren't expecting this, were you?
I maybe was expecting it a little bit.
Oh.
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Tiny bit.
So, as Bartholomew leads you all over to the single door along the other side, the only door in his shop other than the entrance, he opens it, it kind of creaks and groans. You see he has to pulls out a key, turns it in the lock, and then you watch as he taps his wand twice upon the door. You've never actually seen him remove the wand from his cloak, but as he does, you watch as a few layers of protection seem to fall from over it. And Bartholomew opens the door and gestures for you all to enter at your will.
Kurogan is entering.
Okay.
So it's Selcress.
The dim light is soon lit by a few ever-burning torches that Bartholomew seems to gesture into light as you now take in the sights. It's simple, it's a lot less ceremonious than you probably expected. But the first thing you notice is opposite you as you enter. There's a heavy rattling along the wall opposite you, and you can see a sword strapped to the wall by thick iron chains. It shakes and pulls against the constraints. You watch as a couple of the chain links burst and the sword begins to lurch free, but the chains repair themselves, pulling it tight once more against
I'll
the
take
wall.
that one.
No, these aren't for taking now. Just wanted to let you know what we had available. The blade itself, Switch, as you're staring now at it, it glows brightly. Its steel casts golden light about the room, but in irregular patterns. Irregularities that seem to be caused by inconsistencies in the blade's steel, that leave the impression of a blade that's been broken and reforged many times. The obsidian crossguard curves out and upward like a wicked grin, and in the pommel gleams a brilliant ruby. That is the first thing you all notice as you walk in. But there are several other objects within the room as well. To your left, there's a door. On a shelf, there's a few objects. You see a book, something strange. It looks like a seed, and then a ring and a small spyglass, or perhaps a monocle. To your right, a coat rack holds a plain white cloak. And on a table to the right side of the room, there's something that's been covered over in cloth. Is there anything that... I was going to say, do any of those things interest you and you would like to examine them?
Selcress is gonna go over to the cloth-covered thing and just kind of reach for it and try to pull the cloth off.
As you go to... you can see that there's a thick dust coating everything in this room. No one has been here for a while. It kind of plumes off the floor a little bit as you take each step. As you go to reach for the clock, you feel your hand freeze as the cloth.
Yep.
You feel your hand freeze as binds seem to stop you as Bartholomew says, "Do not remove that."
What is it?
You're staring at it for some time now as you're getting close. The cloth, I keep messing that up. The cloth does not appear to be cloth, actually. It seems to be an incredibly fine adamantium chain. The object that seems to rest beneath it, it's maybe a foot tall, it's vaguely cylindrical. As you peer at it, though, you find your mind begins to wander off, while you're still present in the moment. A particular memory, suddenly made fresh, has taken up the forefront of your thought. The one moment in your life at which you were truly happy. As you eventually look away from it, you're left feeling a bit hollow. Does anyone else have something they would like to inspect?
Kurogan is looking at the blade and the cape, but the blade first.
Switch also goes over to the blade.
Yes, you both move right up to the blade on the far wall. It's rattling and shaking violently against the chains. They're constantly just seem to be fighting in a struggle to keep hold of it. You can see, as you examine the blade a little bit closer, you can see cracks along the kind of length of the blade itself. that have been filled in and repaired. It looks like this blade has been sundered and torn apart and then put back together. You can feel it seems to agitate you as you look at it, and then almost calm you back down. It's pushing and pulling upon your emotions as you stare at it.
And then the cape.
The cloak.
Cloak, yes.
Yes. As you look over the cloak, it is a perfect and pure white. Unlike the sword and the hidden object that you saw before. Bartholomew doesn't stop you as you go to examine a little bit more closely. You pass your hand over it. The material, it appears to be as smooth as silk. However, as you press on it, it's perfectly rigid. No matter how much force you put into it, it stays perfectly in place, despite the natural folds of the fabric. Looking even closer in the area around it, you can see a defined circle on the floor and walls around the cloak that are free of the dust that covers the rest of the room.
Very interesting.
Can
What
Selcress
is
look at... Oh, go ahead.
It's the cloak.
The cloak.
Indeed.
That is all? What does it do?
If you do not know already, then that is all.
Can I see if I remember any tales about the cloak?
At this point, you would have no way of knowing what this is.
Ugh. Okay. Well then, and the sword?
It is the sword.
And let me guess, is that the book?
No.
Next to the book?
No. That is the tome.
Oh, of course, the
Oh,
tome.
of course. Is that the ring over there?
Yes, it is.
Meh.
Selcress is gonna examine the tome and the ring then.
Okay.
Lance
The
will
tome and the
ring.
ring.
Lance walks over first to the tome, it would seem, along with Selcress. You look at it. It's a red leather-bound book. Rests along the shelf. You smell the air. Gives you the impression that the parchment on it, it's actually strong. It seems recently printed, but the words on its binding do not. They appear to be written in an ancient and archaic language. And as you begin to try deciphering what any of these characters could possibly mean, they shift and transform into a new and even stranger pattern. And your knowledge of what was there before just evaporates with the letters that disappeared. The longer you stare at it, the more you begin to feel an unnameable, you can't quite place it, but an existential dread.
Well, Bartholomew, what is for sale, and how much?
If I'm talking pricing, most of these things would range in the 40s to 50s.
The
1,000.
40s to 50s.
But if you do not know what they are, I won't sell them to you at all.
Well, I know what that one is. That's the sword.
Yes, well,
And that one's the ring. And that's the tomb.
that will be a good name to call it, whilst you work on that.
Is this the seed then?
What's that one? The chain over there?
What was the questions? Sorry, I got a couple things at once. What were you referring to, Lance?
You mentioned there was something similar to a seed between the tome and the ring.
Yes. The seed. It's a deep brown. It's huge. Maybe to compare it to something that you could understand, a basketball in size. It's a deep brown, but streaks of green run through and across it like veins. And sort of a bioluminescent shimmer darts along these lines as if they were roads, and it was following directions that only it could understand. You place a hand on it, and you feel your heartbeat.
Alright, I'm tired of Bartholomew's games, so I'm gonna sniff the air.
You feel... let me look. You feel a strong divine presence coming from the sword and from what lies beneath the cloth. Whatever is
What do
beneath the
you
cloth
smell?
feels celestial. The sword feels like something in between.
Okay, nothing else gives me a blessed or hallowed vibe.
I'm thinking, and no. The seed a bit. Gives a bit of a blessed vibe.
Whoa.
You know, for having all these things locked up, they're actually giving off good vibes, Bartholomew.
Good does not necessarily mean that it isn't dangerous.
Kurogan looks at the sword. Well, that's one. Does it choose its master?
I suppose all of these do.
I see.
Switch kind of looks at her bicep and flexes. Yes, I suppose you're right, Bartholomew. Good doesn't mean not dangerous.
Indeed.
Well then, perhaps we should get back to business then, Bartholomew, since these are currently out of our price range.
Indeed.
Are
I
they
thought-
not for sale?
They are for sale.
Do you have 40,000?
You just also have to know they are before I'd be willing to sell them.
As a cleric, do I have any hint or knowledge of some of these divine things?
Again, at this moment in time, probably not.
Okay.
You may be able to glean similar information that Switch had using various magics at your disposal, but no, at this point, probably not.
In that case, how about the pull from the bag?
Very well.
Yeah, you guys done in there?
You guys all done?
Kurogan is done.
Yep.
I've been
Okay.
watching the shop for literally weeks.
Weeks? What do you mean weeks?
What do I mean weeks?
So,
You've been in the back room for weeks. No, I'm just going with you.
You're such a Roger.
that was technically a joke. Roger?
Yes.
Oh no, I said Roger!
Yeah, he is a Roger, isn't he, Bartholomew?
He's a Roger.
That's his actual name.
I'm not
That's his
myself.
actual name, guys.
Oh no, my actual
Nobody
name.
know that is actually Roger.
Well, my actual name actually is Roger, but I just prefer Roger.
So it doesn't work. You need to come up with a different. You're now Jerry.
I'm not Jerry.
I mean,
You're
he could be a
Jerry
kid,
now.
which is
That's
way
true.
worse.
I mean, he's not Jerry. So with that, Roger, do you want to run the shop if we're gonna do that?
Yeah, I suppose I could. It's me, Roger. Hi, everyone. I thought it'd be
Roger?
cool.
Did you want to pull the winner of the raffle into
You
the
know,
shop as well?
Actually, I already did that because I did it just a few moments ago because I didn't want to interrupt. But it looks like it would have been totally cool to just do it right now. I didn't think it was. Anyway, Farklenator won the raffle. Congratulations, Farklenator. To everyone else, welcome to Bartholomew's shop. What would you guys like to do? What would you like to buy? I hate your,
Kurogan wants to
hear the
pull
jingling.
Hold on, Kurogan.
Roderick, would you care to
Kurogan.
put yourself up on the screen?
I am on
Kurogan,
the screen.
Could
Oh, excellent. I'm going
Could I
to be back.
do the honors, Kurogan?
What was that?
Could I do the honors, Kurogan?
Of course, Switch.
I would
may
like
go
to make
first.
the first mythical pull.
Oh,
Of course you would.
well. If that's what you want, I mean. Jeez, I'm not
Go for
kidding.
it. Maybe you could take the battle.
Just kidding, let's go. Alright, what's that gonna cost you? Let me check our prices. It's been a
1D900.
long... Oh. What?
1D900.
No, I meant the price.
900 bucks.
Bartholomew.
Yeah,
Wow, it's been a long
1D900 is.
time since we've had any of those. I think I might have been the last. Alright, Switch. Hand over those bucks. And give me your shot. He holds out the bag,
Right.
shakes it up a little bit.
What am I rolling?
Oh,
1D900. Not bad.
Well, you're in the range,
I am in the range.
which is an exciting feeling. Let me scroll down. Oh,
You know, you should decrease the price of the myth pulls, I think. A 1 in 3 chance to actually be in the range kind of sucks ass.
we'll see. As you reach into the bag, you feel around, and the first thing that your fingers touch burns you. It burns your fingers. You pull back for but a moment. It seems to be a small metal amulet of some kind. And you could feel the pulse of magic with it. As you reach around some more, you get the same burning sensation, but not of heat, of icy cold. You're still forced to pull back something maybe ring-shaped. You're not entirely positive what it was. Not ring-shaped, but a disc or a circle of some kind. You reach again, feeling around. You touch upon something that doesn't hurt you. The hilt of some kind of weapon. It's made of a nice wood, seems. Smooth to the touch. Seems to be well worn. Which of these 3 things do you grab?
Oh. You're making me pick?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Bartholomew, Roger jingles the bag. What's it gonna be? Usually the bag's kicked you out by now.
The fiery hot one.
All right. You reach in and pull it out, and it burns your hand for a moment. And you pull out what appears to be right in front of me. You pull out what appears to be a small golden amulet. The amulet burns with a fire that seems elemental in nature, pure, the essence of flame. As you flip it open, a small bit of flame actually bursts out and almost strikes you. Seems to just hold elemental fire with it. You have pulled the Amulet of the Inferno. This is a spellcasting focus, so if you choose to use it with your spells, it will make them more. It allows you to, whenever you, this amulet counts as a +2 spellcasting focus, increasing the attack and damage rolls of your spell attacks by 1, or by 2. That was a typo. When attuned to this amulet, whenever you cast a spell that deals acid, cold, lightning, necrotic, radiant, or thunder damage, you may instead choose to have that spell deal fire damage. When you cast a spell that deals fire damage without the amulet's power, you may re-roll any 1s or 2s in any of the damage rolls. So basically, all of your fire stuff is super amped up if you do fire, and you can basically have all of your abilities just do fire.
If only there was a fiend warlock.
Well, you can always give this to any of your other characters with our new rules. There are no longer restrictions on that. And, I mean, you can always put this on your smites. Also, your fire damage ignores resistance and treats immunity as resistance to this. So, you have pulled the Amulet of the Inferno.
But it doesn't
Congratulations.
give me resistance to fire.
No, unfortunately not. It won't burn you while you hold it, though. So that's
Okay.
something.
Kurogan time.
He jingles the bag in front of you.
No whammy, no whammy. We're gonna do trash time. First.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'd also like to do trash time and throw away a piece of candy.
Candy cannot go
Specifically-
into trash time, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not the regular candy, unfortunately. I mean, you can throw a bag of 5. If you threw a bag of 5, cool.
Okay. Switch throws away 5 candy.
Okay.
Including specifically the hero bow that Bartholomew gave.
Roger looks down
Ultimate
at the bag. Nice.
Nice.
Fantastic. So Switch, you're gonna get 100 Bartholomew bucks back. So it's gonna be minus 800 on you total. Cool. And plus amulet of Inver. Just making notes for myself since I'm running this alone. I'm not used to running it. All right. Well, he kind of Roger just with a hand. Please toss in your money first. Otherwise, the bag it's been known to bite.
Wait, what is Farku doing?
I don't know what Farku's doing. Farku, you silly dog.
I think Farku wants to shop.
Farku
first
does want to shop, but this is a private shopping experience tonight, unfortunately.
Yeah. So first, I'm going to
VIP
throw
shopping.
in my old chill cat
Mm-hmm.
because I don't need it anymore.
Okay.
And then that's I guess I roll 1d20 to see what that does. How
Sure,
much
if you
I get
want.
from that. Because I am a risk taker. All or nothing, baby. All or nothing.
Let's go.
I
Well,
would
it's
if
not all or nothing.
my
It's better than all or nothing.
yeah.
all
All
nothing or
something
nothing.
or nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go with your 20.
Let's see. 14.
All right, you got your 100.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's
And
800
in that
bucks.
case,
Give me a pull. See what you get. I'm feeling for you. Oh, for a second I look and I'm like, wait, did he roll a 14 out of 600? Oh, out of 900? Uh-oh. But no, we're good.
See how bad that feels?
It's a bad feel
Ugh.
sometimes. As you reach into the bag, your hands, as you reach into the bag, your hands touch a few different things. The first thing you touch appears to be moving. It reacts to you as you touch it. It seems to be metal, some kind of moving mechanical thing. The next thing that you reach around and touch, something, it's made of wood, a nice smooth oak, or some sort of nice smooth wood. You touch it, it's bent at a weird angle that you're not used to for wood. It's small, it's light. You don't touch it. I mean, you don't grab it, but you consider it. And the last item you grab, you feel a light string, a little twang as you touch it, perhaps of a bow. Which of these items do you grab?
all of them seem like they suck, so I'm gonna pull the bow.
Okay, yeah, you're just like, screw this. You pull the bow out. And as you pull out the bow, you can see that little string, you pull it out by the string, right? And as you pull it out, you see it is not string, that is elemental fire. You're just resistant to fire. It doesn't really hurt you. Otherwise, you'd be taking 1 fire damage out of it.
Oh, jeez, no.
And yeah, you appear to have pulled a longbow. You have pulled the longbow of Lingering Burn. The string of this magic longbow was crafted from pure elemental fire. Attacks using this longbow deal an additional 1 point of fire damage. The first time each turn that a creature is hit by an attack made using this bow, that creature needs to succeed on a Constitution saving throw or become lit aflame. At the end of their turn, a creature lit aflame is going to take an extra 1d6 points of fire damage and must repeat the saving throw, ending the effect on a success. Alternatively, it can use its action to douse them. This is not an attunement item, which is very convenient. It was put into the bag by Max Meister. Congratulations, Max.
That's actually a pretty sick bow.
Yeah, it's not bad. Extra point
sick
of fire
burns.
damage, lights people on fire. No plus to hit, but it's not attunement either. So
I mean, if you're playing a ranger, you do not need a plus to hit.
That's
No, you
very
don't.
true. I mean,
I do
even
have a
Kurogan-
friend who could use this.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, right. Damn. So, yeah, good pull. Congratulations, Kurogan.
And since you can use two-handed weapons one-handed, you could use that longbow
Just
one-handed.
I don't pull the string back with your thumb, and it's great. I'm pretty sure that's not how that's intended. Or maybe you could,
my
but then
teeth.
you would have the loading property, right? You wouldn't be able to load it after.
I'll use my teeth. Don't worry about it.
That's a good question Kitten's had. Could he use the bow to shoot great swords?
Oh my god.
We'll have to talk about that. Maybe.
Maybe.
Remember. All right. Next we have Lance, Selcress, are either of you interested in taking a gamble?
Nope.
I do feel a
Really?
calling from things we've seen, though. That is quite the high price, and if we hope to one day be able to afford that, we must properly arm ourselves. I will make a bull.
I have something else in mind.
Very well. He holds up the bag, shakes it up. You want it in, Lance, or no?
Lance will do a trash time and depart with his much beloved but not frequently used half dozen of Flugal flyer eggs.
Okay. You drop the half dozen Flugel flyer eggs. Okay. Alrighty.
Solid.
Yeah. I mean, not bad. Alright, so what was that? 441. You reach into the bag. And so many items. Lance, you touch a few things. The first item you touch, it's strange. You touch it and it harms you. Actually, you take. Let's find out how much damage you. You take 16 points of damage as you touch it. But you keep your resolve, a strong character and a worshiper of Lune, not to flinch at such little damage. You feel a strange, square, cube-shaped metal object. You aren't certain precisely what it is. You continue reaching around. You touch a fine leather as you touch as you reach around. And you see what appears to might be a set of armor as you're reaching and feeling. You continue to reach and you come across, I think, something that maybe strikes you the most. It feels like hair, and it's small. It feels almost like a beard. Which of these three things do you grab?
There was the sharp square, the armor, and the beard.
The sharp square felt approximately like maybe like 3 feet long, but it's not a cube actually. It was a square. It's flat. Maybe like a 3-foot side on the square. It seems to maybe have a handle on it. Maybe it's a weapon.
I think Lance is going to have to go with the beard. He would be remiss not to, as the face, as it were, of beard enhancement.
All right. You grab the small bit of hair and you pull it out, and you see a glorious full mustache. It looks like of striking rainbow colors. You have pulled the prismatic mustache. As an action, you can choose to sneeze and cast a spell Color Spray at 9th level. Once you have used this ability, the mustache cannot be used this way until the next dawn. It is not an attunement item. Additionally, the mustache's color can change at your kind of choice, as well as its general shape, making the perfect mustache of any make design. You have pulled the prismatic mustache.
This is a good mustache.
But right now, it just is kind of a shortcut rainbow mustache. It's like Jeremy's mustache, but rainbow.
I will
we
don
had-
the mustache and have it braid itself into a Fu Manchu within my beard.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Keeping the color prismatic, a brilliant rainbow.
Of course.
Absolutely fantastic. Do you want it can change the color of your beard as well if you're in for that.
I will have it blend with my beard and have the striking prismatic beard.
Fantastic. Excellent. Well, congratulations on your pulls, y'all. I think y'all went up pretty well, actually. Is there anything else we can help you with here at the shop tonight?
Yeah, I would like. You said that items don't need to be traded between characters, right? So I can just have a stash of healing potions.
Yes, we're going to treat it like that. Well,
Cool. I will buy
no,
10
no,
health
no,
potions.
that's not what we mean. It would be the items would still be traded, but can be traded within character. Is what we're. The idea is like if you have, for example, magical plate armor of invulnerability, right? Only one of your characters can use that, but at any point you can choose to give that item to a different character.
But like
just-
for
you can't
health
hot swap.
potions, Switch could
Yeah,
just bring
that's
it
fine.
back to her dad's house and be like, hey, if
That's
one of
totally-
you are going adventuring, take this bag of health potions.
Yep, that is totally fine for consumables like that. Yeah, that's totally.
Okay, yeah, I'll buy 12 health potions.
Oh, hot damn! All right. Just the normal one. So that's what 50 each, right? Or is it
And
25 each? Oh,
Switch, actually having tasted health potions for the first time, says that the coffee flavor isn't quite right. It's not her dad's coffee flavor, which is what she was going with the health potions. Is like some of the kids would sometimes like steal the coffee just as it was finished so that their dad didn't have any. And so that was a good memory from the kids. And
Well.
that's what she's going for.
So if I understand this correctly, the flavor that you're going for coffee is what?
Specifically, Switch's dad's coffee,
Mm-hmm.
which is sometimes like a little watery, but
Excellent.
sometimes too black.
Yeah,
So it really
it's
depends on what. Yeah.
Yep. Excellent.
I'll make sure I get it right next time.
Thank you. And Switch would like to put an item into the souvenir.
Ah, the bag of mementos.
Yep.
Well, here you go. Roger holds out the much shittier like sack, which is the bag of mementos.
Okay.
And in you drop. What are you dropping?
A round object.
Okay.
Kurogan is also going to drop something into the bag of mementos.
What would you drop?
It's something I don't think he needs any longer. It's something that I think could be more value to somebody else. I will drop my crest in there. My knight's crest.
Oh shit.
Selcress is gonna add something too.
As will Lance. He will graciously
I'm
add
so in.
one surveying, one application of beard enhancement.
Beautiful.
Selcress is going to put in her iron wool stress ball that she got from the Plane of Dreams.
Oh, no longer needing it.
Yeah,
That's
she's
so. I super.
It's, by the way, it's called an emblem of chivalry, not technically a crest, but you know.
I think it's Kurogan's knight's crest.
Yes, it is Kurogan's knight's crest.
Beautiful. You put all of these things into the bag, and Roger looks down, looks back up, and just kind of smiles at you guys. That's really sweet of y'all. You know, I actually started this bag.
You know, you are a great man, Roger. He's gonna.
I'm not sweet.
He's
Switch
gonna.
is standing like 30 feet away from the bag.
Yeah.
Kurogan like ruffles Roger's hair a little bit. You are a good man.
I know. You're pretty good too. Well, Bartholomew? Bartholomew?
I'm a very powerful wizard, and so I was taking a sleep.
Oh, he was taking a nap. Well, everyone.
I'm an old man.
Bartholomew, would you like a stick of bubblegum? And Switch is going to hand bubblegum to her 3 companions, Roderick and Bartholomew.
Nah, I'm good. Thanks, though.
Yes, sure. And takes a stick of bubblegum, pops it, and you watch as he starts blowing the massive bubble from the bubblegum of flying. So, with that, congratulations once more. Thank you all very much.
And with that, thank you guys for playing.
Yeah,
It is
thank
an
you.
absolute treat to play with all of you. I'm so excited.